Between May and September, the average sales price of homes in Dallas County
just stop. You're putting everybody to sleep. You can't just throw out numbers like that. You need it to be more interesting. The Dallas housing market has been on an unprecedented roller coaster ride this year. Or has it? I mean, is this like a Dallas thing? Values shoot up and then collapse within months? Surely not, right? Well, we're going to dig into that today. In fact, we're going to talk about 3 shocking facts about the Dallas housing market that you need to know if you're moving here. Oh, and be sure to stick around to the very end because I'm going to tell you the absolute hands down best month to get the best deal on a house in Dallas. Oh, and of course, we're going to talk about some housing market updates along the way too, which hopefully won't put you to sleep. Well, hello, this is Wendy Pinnell, and Joseph Gunto of D Magazine describes a scenario that is all too familiar to Dallas homeowners. The housing market around us feels like it's slowing down. We're seeing houses sitting on the market for a long time now, for months even. In fact, he titles his article, "The Dallas Market Has Cooled Off, Don't Panic." But wait, hang on a second, did you catch that date? July 1, 2019. Which brings me to shocking fact number 1. Believe it or not, Dallas has always had big market fluctuations. It's a volatile market. Let's take a look. Okay, so let's take a look at this area, the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. Let's kind of look back on the past 5 years. So right here you have 2017, and I've highlighted these significant areas. You have January through June, you saw a 14% increase. Then you saw a drop during the fall months of an 8% decrease, and then you saw a 6% recovery. So that's 2017. Let's take a look at 2018. Here you have a January through June, you have a 15% increase. Then June to October, you see a 10% decrease. And then in December, you saw a 4% recovery. Then 2019, we saw a 15% increase between January and June, then an 8% decrease between June and November, and then a 4% recovery. 2020, this is when things kind of got weird, right? We had the pandemic, so we saw a 4% increase, much smaller, between January and April, then a 1% decrease in May, and then you can see things really tuck off. You know, that's when the Fed lowered those rates. We saw a 12% recovery. So this is when we see the market really taking off. Okay, so let's take a look at 2021. In 2021, between January and June, you saw a 17% increase. So that is definitely higher. Then you saw a 4% decrease, which was definitely lower, and then a 4% recovery. And then we come to this year, 2022, from January to May, we saw an 18% increase. And then between May and September, we saw a 10% decrease. And then between September and November, we've actually seen a small recovery. So we've seen a 2% recovery. Right about now, you're probably wondering, if Dallas has always had these wild mood swings, why are people making such a big deal of 2022? That's a good question. There are some big differences this year as compared to prior years, which brings us to shocking fact number 2. In the past 5 years, we have never seen such a low volume of sales activity. Bill Hethcock with the Dallas Business Journal reports the downturn in home sales in Dallas-Fort Worth exceeds the collapse in sales experienced during the worst of the Great Recession. He goes on to explain that closed home sales in October were down 37% in Dallas and Collin counties and 32% in Tarrant County compared to the same time last year. So during a time when sales have traditionally heated up to finish the year strong, it's crickets out there. Hethcock states that pending sales set to close in November are down 44% year over year in Dallas County. Comparing all the way back to 2017, the numbers, okay, they seriously speak for themselves. In fact, let's take a look. Here are our number of closed sales. As you can see, I picked November of each year. We have November of 2017 in that 10,000 range, November of 2018 in that 10,000 range, 2019, that 10,000 range, November of 2020, 11,000, November of 2021, 12,000, and then here we are in November 2022 with just 7,897. Okay, so why is that? Why are there so few buyers out there? Well, that brings me to shocking fact number 3. Housing in Dallas has never been this unaffordable. The Texas Real Estate Research Center with A&M had the following to say in their Texas Housing Affordability Outlook. They said affordability continued to decline in third quarter 2022 amid higher mortgage interest rates and still elevated home prices. They gave some good news though. They said there has been a significant year-over-year increase in family income. So that's great news. However, they went on to say that while the rise in median family income at 13.6% outpaced the growth in median home price, unfortunately, the uptick in mortgage rates essentially offset the effect of higher income. Interesting fun fact, the research center uses a ratio of median home price to median family income. It's their way of measuring affordability. Well, in 2011, Dallas had a ratio of 2.42. As of 2022, it's 3.99. Okay, so affordability has absolutely dropped so much over the past decade. So yes, we've definitely seen the yo-yo effect of home prices going up and down since 2017. Okay, so that's nothing new. But we haven't in this time period seen interest rates this high. Okay, a $300,000 house at 7% costs $730 more a month than it does at 3%. Okay, that is just mind-boggling. It's a massive difference from prior years, and it explains why we're seeing such low volume. Okay, so these are key differences that set 2022 apart from prior years because, you know, a steep drop would usually entice buyers to come back into the market, but it hasn't this year because price drops haven't increased affordability. You know, honestly, one could easily argue that the Dallas housing market is actually holding its own fairly well considering these obstacles, right? Hethcock comments on this. He said, average sales prices of homes are bucking the sales spiral. Dallas County is up 18%, Tarrant is up 15%, and Collin County is up 9% on average sales price compared to this time last year. In fact, even with such incredibly low volume and these high interest rates, values in the Metroplex rebounded 2% from September to November. Still, the Netris Matrix reports that month's supply surged from 3% in October to 5% in November. So as my wonderful grandma always used to say, it is a mell of a hess. Now, there are 12 months in the year, and it's time I let you in on a little secret. Okay, you ready for this? One of those months is better than all the others for getting an awesome deal. Like, I'm serious, historically, every single time you will get the best price and the best deal. Okay, so do I have your attention? You want to know what month that is? Oh, well, it's January. Okay, so if you can stomach moving right after Christmas in the middle of the winter, you're going to get the best price, the best deal you can get all year. Okay, so since 2017, we've seen December high, January massive low, then February bounces right back up to high. So there is some serious strategy to be had here. Okay, so literally if you sold in December and bought in January, you could walk in with a boatload of equity. Don't believe me? Let's take a look. Here we have our average sales price from December through January, and as you can see, it's 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, and check this out because this is really cool. From December to January, 9% decrease, okay, December to January, and then from January to February, 6% increase. So you see that December, then you have that big old 9% drop, and then it jumps right back up in February. And you see the same thing with each of these years, okay? You have an 8% drop, and then you have a 4% increase. In 2020, we saw a 5% drop, and then a 2% increase. And then 2020 to 2021, we saw a 2% drop, 7% increase. And then in 2021 to 2022, we even still saw a 2% drop and then a 4% increase. So across the board, man, January has it. This is the time you can get the best deal. And that brings us to December of 2022 in an unprecedented year of low sales volume and high unaffordability. All right, what are the next few months gonna bring us here in Dallas? Well, I don't know, you're the real estate broker. Well, this is what we know based on history, okay? December, like I said, it usually finishes out strong, finishes high. Then January is just a plummet. And then February immediately bounces back up, okay? So it's really gonna be interesting to see how the market plays out, and you can count on me keeping you posted every step of the way, which is a really good reason to subscribe. Like how I snuck that in there? Well, listen, tell me, was this information helpful? Would you like to know more about the Dallas housing market? Would you like to know how motivated sellers fit into all of this? Well, in that case, you are definitely going to want to check out my most recent video on the massive surge we're seeing in motivated sellers. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and listen, have a great day.